and welcome to another 30-minute segment, Easy Does It Stretch. My name is Gail Maxwell, and I'm joined today with two wonderful people. This is Donna and Bruce, and you're with us as well, and we're so glad you're here. Equipment you're going to need today is a sturdy chair, something that's stable and not wobbly, so most of the stretches will be done seated. We'll do a few standing. Definitely have your water bottle. We'll be taking some breaks during the session. If you need to take a break, take a break. With stretching, we're going to warm up a little bit and then we'll get started, and I'll cue as we're moving along. So without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to warm up just with the pedal. I talked about this in classes here at the Fayetteville Activity and Wellness Center, that if you're not able to get a lot of movement in, or you know people that don't do much, this is super important, because trying to get the blood flow pumping from the lowest to the extremities, if you're very sedentary, that's dangerous. It kind of pools. So simple exercise like this, it just is like pumping that blood to the heart. So, seems easy, but it's very important that you're moving a little bit. Okay, let's pick it up a little bit with some knee lifts. And just sort of warming it up before we get going. And how was your day today? Are you smiling? Are you happy? Always try to smile, laugh, breathe, drink your water, get out for a walk, call a friend, call a family member, tell somebody that you love them. I want to get all sappy. Sorry. Okay, let's make it a little kick from the knee. Try not to lean back, making sure those stomach muscles are holding you upright. All right, we're going to take that left knee and we're going to go out to the side and bring it in. Side in. Suffering from stiffness, some arthritis, anything like that, these exercises will be great for you. And if you're out there saying, but I'm not flexible, that's why we do these exercises. And before we started taking this, I was sharing with our group that my flexibility has dropped a little bit. So I'm excited to tune in and watch. So you can tune in and watch, or you can also just take it on your DVR. Okay, we're gonna go back to the pedal, and let's just get the upper body moving a little bit. Chin up. Deep breaths in and out. You want long, slow breaths. And we're going to take them up a little higher. Up. And if any shoulder issues and it's difficult for you to raise the arms, we can come halfway up, or you can lift in this fashion. And then we're just going to alternate and reach up. Ooh, memories. Things are starting to come back to me. As an instructor for a long time. I've been teaching since '83.
Wow.
Yeah, I would go on autopilot with y'all sometimes. Seriously, I'd walk out of the class and say, I don't even remember what I did in there. Or y'all say, that was a good class. And I'll say, well, you'll never see it again. Because I don't remember what I did. Yeah, I like group classes. Okay, are we ready to get some stretching in? Feel good?
Yes.
Blood flow a little bit?
Absolutely.
All right, so a sturdy chair, hopefully you have one. We want to slide to the edge. So let's say your chair isn't very stable. You're going to sit towards the center of the chair, okay? Front of the chair if it's stable. I'm going to take a right leg out, soft knee, and we're just going to hinge from our hip flexor. This is about a 45 angle, and you should feel the back of this thigh, which is your hamstring. If you're feeling most of the stretch behind the knee, then chances are you've locked out. So we want to keep a soft knee. Because the toes up, you're also getting a stretch in the calf muscle. We're going to reach out, and then the serratus muscle, stretch through that serratus, that's that muscle right under the armpit, which gives you a lot more range of motion when you move from there, and you don't overwork your shoulder. So back is straight. We're going to come up, take a deep breath, and we're going to hinge again. Exhale. Reach, reach, reach. Now relax your ankle just to change the stretch a little bit. When you are doing these are called static stretches. When you start to engage and do the movement, the muscle needs a little bit of time to loosen up. So that's why you want to hold the stretch. All right, nice straight back. Come on. Let's do that as a soft knee, hinge at the hip. Come forward. Watch the neck. We don't want to drop the chin. I didn't talk about L. We're always working towards keeping it at this angle. L, remember the L gang? It's all coming back to me. Reach out. Stretch through that serratus. So you can even see, here's me reaching with my shoulder, here's me going with my serratus. Look how further my arm goes. So you get a lot more effective stretch. Primary hamstring, calf, but you're also getting a little bit of lat and trapezius. Deep breath. Up, lengthen the back. Exhale. And you don't want to let your shoulders round. So when you reach out, you're keeping your back straight. Here's me hyperextending my low back. Bad, bad. I do a slight tuck. Feel a nice stretch through your low back. You still hyperextending?
I was.
Donna, you sit about there during class, kind of, like right there?
Yeah.
So I'd always be able to look over and see your silhouette, and I'd always give you a little cue.
Yeah.
Little tuck.
Tuck.
All right. Oh, sorry, I didn't do toe release. Getting too chatty.
We like chatty.
Thank you. Okay. Now, soft knees. Dig the heels in. Straight back. Okay. We want to try to lengthen our spine as we go forward. Now you may be able to touch the thighs with your abdomen.
Whoa!
Back at the thighs, reach out. And now we are going to let our upper body. So this is a seated forward fold. Let's say that together. Seated forward fold. Relax your toes and your ankles. I'm feeling this mostly in my back because I've got so much bend in my knee. Donna's probably feeling it hamstrings.
Yeah,
you don't have as much knee bend. So if you want more back stretch, more bend in the knee. Oh my gosh, she's just showing off. I like that though. Somebody's got to do it.
Her arms are long.
That's what we'll say. Okay, but we need to support hands at the knees and push through your thighs and come on up. Ooh, that felt good on my
I
back.
haven't done that.
You do good.
7 months.
You're good. She's able to do that with a straight leg because of the chair. Again, 500 pounds it can hold, and it's so stable. It's just an office staff in the chair. It's amazing. It's good for exercise. Okay, so we're gonna have our knees together, long spine, and we're gonna twist. When you do rotation twist, your back will hyperextend. It's just where it goes, but we don't want to do that. So when you're in rotation, do a slight tuck of your hip. So here I am, you can see my arch. So I tuck, and then that takes that pressure off the low back. And come back to center. Get the chin up. Tuck your hip a little bit. Deep breath, nice and slow. And back to center. All right, we're going to separate the feet a little bit. Bring your hand on her shoulder, reach down, and we're going to do a side bend, tuck. Okay. You know you're in that neutral position in your back as if when you tuck your hip, your abdominal muscles engage. You'll feel that tightness, and that's what you want when you do these exercises. Come on out. Other side, side bend, lateral, slight tuck. Abdominal muscles are kicked in. All right, we're gonna fly. Side, yeah. So when this leg comes up, your abdominal muscles kick in to hold you here, or you could just fall out of the chair. You just roll and weebles. So I hope you're working in a nice stable chair. Anybody hurting themselves. Lengthen your back. Stomach muscles kick
I needed that
in.
too.
And down. All right, let's do extension in our spine. So this chair has a back, so I can hold on to it. If you don't have a chair with a back, you can just place your hands at your low back. And this is that crescent shape, the arch. So we draw the rib cage forward, sternum lifted, chin up, shoulders back. This gives you a nice stretch across the chest. Deep breath. So from the chair, we've got extension. When I do this from the standing option, you're going to even get a little better stretch. And then we want to draw our rib cage in to come to neutral. Okay? All right, I'm going to assume y'all don't have this chair, so I'm not going to take you all the way back. We'll do C curve just at the front of our chair. So C curve, feet apart, we reach out. So when you're in your chair, you're right up on your sits bones, your ischium. You're going to rock back onto your sacrum. So we rock back, and then we take the shoulders and reach out. And this gives you a full stretch. Deep breath, navel to low back. Good. And then to come out of it, we start from the pelvis and lengthen. Come on up. I love C curves. All right, let's do a little standing. Feet apart, 45 at the hip joint. All right, let's go over to the left side of the chair. So our feet are about hip distance. So right underneath your sits bones. And soft knee. And this is, we did the seated version, so if you didn't want to stand up, you'll just repeat the seated forward fold. Bend in the knee. I'm going to reach down. I'm going to go a little bit more fold at the hip flexor. You see my flower?
Pretty flower.
Got my flower. I didn't wear it on the side like I usually do. Oh, and then we reach down. So it's not about touching your feet. You may say, oh, I don't want to release the chair. That's fine. Just to get that stretch in your back. And you can always bend your knees a little more if you need to. Use this more as a spine release than a hamstring stretch. More bend in the knee and you'll get more stretch in your back. Okay, we got to be super careful coming out of this. Grab your chair. Bend your knees. We're going to keep our head low as we roll up slow. Slow, 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 slow. Coming up to our standing position. If you come out of those forward folds too fast, you can get a little woo, and not in a good way. All right, so here's the extension from the standing. We're going to place our hand in the low back. We're going to lengthen our hip flexors. So you're going to press your hip flexors forward, and this is that arch, and you just get so much more out of this from the standing position. Don't overextend. L, don't go further than the L with your neck, head position. And then we're going to pull in with the abdomen to come back to neutral. All right, interlace your fingers together. And stretch through the chest, and we'll do that one more time. Really get those hip flexors. Squeeze your glutes, and we come back to neutral. We're going to soften our knees. We're going to go forward. Send your hips. Notice how my hips are going back, going to a forward fold. Don't feel stable. You got the chair. And you can go a little further. Now this is more hamstrings. Roll your shoulders back. You don't want this. Roll the shoulders back. Push the weight on the outside of your shoe. Deep breath. Good. All right, let's be careful coming out of this. Bring your knees forward. Place your hands on your thighs. Drop your tailbone towards the ground. And then roll. Ah, so nice. Don't y'all miss me going? Ah. Okay, let's go behind our chair. So, quadricep. Hamstring, quadricep. So we're going to fold our right leg back. And we're going to stretch it back. Over your foot. Sometimes you get a cramp. And then we're just going to fully extend. And then come on in. Alright, let's do the other side. So bend, wiggle the toes. Stretch back so you're lengthening your hip flexor. Under your thigh. Go back to our chair. Grab your water. Take a sip. Hydrate, hydrate. I'm so glad you joined us today. And I hope you come back very often. Okay, if you have a straight back chair, slide back. So I'm going to slide all the way back. If not, I'm going to stay in the center. Some out there don't have that. And relax our shoulders, let your eyes close. Draw the rib cage in and down. And we're just going to do a real slow motion head to the side. Relax your jaw. Release your shoulder. I guess if your eyes closed, you can't really tell what I'm doing. So kind of squint and you can kind of just look out and say, yes. We're going to use our hand. Oh my, oh my. Bring our head back up. All right, let's do our other side. Slight tuck in your hips so your abdominal muscles are engaged and your back is in the right position. Release your shoulder, soft jaw. Deep breath. Dawn, that's about our nap time, isn't it? Use your hand to help you. Come on. Okay, we only do the forward and the back for our neck with support. You never want to throw your head all the way back. A lot of pressure on your neck if you just throw your head back. So we're going to use our hands. So I just like to use the claw. And I'm going to put the weight of my head into my hands. I'm only going this far with the head because my hands are holding. Close your jaw. Swallow. And let your hands bring your head back up. Almost forward. Now we're going to drop our chin towards our chest. Now once our head is forward, we want to push the weight of our head into our fingertips. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your jaw, wiggle your toes. And then press the weight of your head into your fingertips. Back up. Okay, on your end. Shoulder, chest. Gosh, I haven't done these. A few months. Take your time, back to center. Chin up the other side.
I do these every day for my neck.
Good.
Yeah, I have to.
How is your neck?
It's good if I do these.
And you're not, your wrist good too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
All right, child's pose, which is a yoga pose. We're going to do it from the chair. So we've got our feet about hip distance. So when I go forward on my thighs, this isn't very dynamic and it stretches my back, overstretches. So I want to lengthen. So we're going to go up and over towards our thigh, and then we're just going to release. So you should feel some stretch in your spine. Wiggle your toes. We don't want to let the head just drop, so push the back of your head towards the ceiling. Slow breath down. Let the breath move through your back. Place your hands at our knee, and we're going to roll up the imaginary wall. And if you're on your chair back, you're actually going to roll up the chair. All right, let's take some deep breaths, and then we'll move on with our day. One hand just above the chest, one hand at the abdomen, and you want to take a deep breath, and as you inhale, inhale towards your lower hand first, and then into that top hand, and then exhale, top hand, bottom. Relax your shoulder. Let's do that again. Inhale. And slow exhale. Try to get every last bit of air out before you take your next inhale. We are done with this session. Have a wonderful day.